I want to be an arbiter of truth. I love teaching, so I make these videos to bring awareness to information you probably didn't know. Like the civilized savagery of the ancient Maya, or the entirely inhuman mating of deep-sea fish, while also challenging your understanding of what it means to live a good life. But remember this.
I'm just some guy on the internet.
Trust that most people will not intentionally lie to you, but always maintain a healthy perspective of skepticism.
Welcome to Inca Uyo, the fertility temple of the ancient Incans. Women experiencing fertility issues would come and sit on these monoliths and pour chicha beer, a sacred beverage to the Incans. The direction the beer flowed foretold the outcomes of their future pregnancies. This is all a much better deal than with King Henry VIII. They also had to bring 9 coca leaves, which was a very sacred leaf plant to the ancient Incans, probably because its primary ingredient was cocaine. It was a very common offering to the gods. It was placed in the mouths of mummies, and it was a very valuable item for trade. It is still used as an herbal remedy for elevation sickness, most commonly in teas. It was very useful for production, in that soldiers chewed it to fight more savagely, more relentlessly, and laborers chewed it to work harder and for longer without food or sleep. This is all extremely similar to Prevatin, which was Nazi-manufactured meth. You probably already knew that Coca-Cola used coca leaves in their Coke until 1903, at which point they started using decocainized leaves. Likewise, since it was so successful in the Third Reich military, Prevatin was soon advertised to the Weimar civilians as a direct competitor to Coca-Cola. This one's kind of pointed. Chicha, the sacred corn beer, was produced by the Akya, the Virgins of the Sun. These nuns were chosen at a young age from the lower class, selected for their talent and beauty. This one even has a urinary meatus. This priestesshood had a diverse set of religious responsibilities. The most beautiful were sacrificed to the gods, virgins of course. Others weaved noble robes, tended sacred fires, or were imperial concubines and royal wives. The fertility part is false. The chicha, the akya, the coca, and the prevatin, that's all true. The monoliths were placed in the 90s to encourage tourism, to fortify the impoverished economy. I fully support their creativity in feeding their families. Before the Spaniards, this complex was probably used as an observatory to determine the equinoxes and solstices, thus determining the best time to plant crops. This all raises an interesting point on authority and ignorance. The only reason I know that the fertility temple wasn't actually a temple for fertility is that I researched it before coming. But how do I know the websites I read weren't written in a petty attempt to undermine Inca Uyo, driving tourists to a competing location? Be skeptical. Reject absurd and outlandish information given to you until you've found reason to believe it.